Hello and welcome to a very special episode for Group 3. Tonight, I am taking a back seat, and I am letting Dante take over the big chair. I will be popping in as some mystery character that'll show up sooner rather than later. Um, but yeah, it's been a little... Well, I guess I don't need to do this. This is all Dante's turn now.
Okay.
So take it away.
Finally.
Whatever.
Oh God, really?
Don't choke.
I want to get into the backseat with Bamce.
All right. So does everyone have their beverages, snacks, etc.? Are we ready to go?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's
do this.
Yeah.
Prosecco from a can. Living the high life.
Really old red wine. At night.
Doing this sober tonight.
Oh, Dante's serious.
We're all
All
gonna
right.
die.
We're doomed.
So your comm links are going to go off.
I hope.
You're just going to get a message for now to everyone saying to meet up at the Gray Bar at 7 o'clock for the first job, or for the first job with your new fixer, and to look for his secretary.
Are we all like networked at this point? Do we need to specify I'm going to talk to so and so and call them first, or can we just say?
No, you can just talk to whoever you want to talk to. We've all got each other's comm codes.
Okay. As a side note, has Hex done the ear surgery yet or not?
I imagine it's like a like a week, and I got like a sleep regulator installed. So I guess you could have.
Yeah, we can call it a week or two after. Hex would have needed to recoup.
I don't know how long it takes to like change your ears. That's a...
Not long. When you get wear installed, it does, I believe the essence times 3 in damage or something like that. So it would only be like 3 stun, 3 physical damage, so you can very quickly, outpatient procedure that.
Quick question: Have we, are we aware of this new fixer? Like, have we been looking, or is this just spam?
No, you agreed to take on a new fixer through Leon and Matilda as part of the deal with trading in the corpse.
Okay.
Okay, so the message is from one of them.
Yeah, but do we like know him? Is it like the first time we met him, or like
This will be your first meeting. You got a message from Leon, we'll call it.
Okay.
And just to be sure, Dante is missing because he's recuperating from the.
He's in the middle of surgery.
Okay. Rot, mein Freund. I want you to take me to the Grey Bar.
Sure. I'll come over. Do we have to drop by to get Jet as well? Jet?
I have a bike.
Oh, you too. Okay.
Okay, but Hex is probably going to need a ride somewhere.
Oh, cool. So I'll like drop all over. I'll drive all over town to grab everybody. And I'm gonna check under my van for a bomb that someone suggested I should have, maybe.
Should I make you roll edge? Perception?
I may. Maybe. I don't know.
Nah, you're good.
That sounds like he's telling you either there's not a bomb or there's no way you're going to detect it.
There's nothing to see here. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I drop this weird, ominous feeling I have, and I drive all over town and grab everybody, except Jet, because he has a bike. And I'm saying, like, looking at Sue during the driving and say, like, Well, it looks like you're our talking man tonight. Tonight? This day? This afternoon? When is it?
7 p.m. was the meet.
This is
This
something I'm
evening.
Although I have to admit, I wish Dante were here. His tiny little body gives me a feeling of security.
Oh, Hex, don't laugh so loud. You know,
I'm sorry.
you're after surgery and stuff.
I'm still getting used to the whole hearing and stuff.
I wasn't
Ah,
aware
that's
that you
true.
and Dante were so close, Sue.
I
Are you the
didn't
Well,
big
say
spoon or the little spoon?
To be fair, in this van, he's close to everybody, so...
I'm not saying he keeps his tiny little body close to me, just that it's comforting.
So yeah, we're
You know that
going,
smile
I
he
guess.
does, where he's like, "We both know that I'm lying, but you're going to believe me anyway for some reason"? I love that smile.
Aww.
I'm
You
afraid
guys,
of the fan fiction that you write, Sue.
Yo, if somebody writes fan fiction about this stuff, I will consider it being like, I've made it.
Nobody's gonna write fan fiction. As a matter of fact, just because Bamce said that, just like deliberately do not write fan fiction. Just saying.
Does fan art count? And you have like fan art, maybe
If
on the
it is
previous
not
session
fan art on the
streams.
table, I will consider it.
You bitte? Could you make with the Dante Sue / bitte?
Jet
Uh,
suppresses a gag since he's wearing a full face helmet.
you
Very funny.
barf like on into your ballistic mask or such.
helmet.
Yeah. So yeah, where are we meeting up?
At the Gray Bar?
Gray Bar. Okay. Where is it? Or like, what's the vicinity of the Gray Bar like?
What neighborhood, Dante, are we going to?
It's on the outskirts of Redmond, on the good side.
Could someone remind me about Redmond? I feel like
Like,
Rod would know, but
it's
I
the
don't
Barrens.
remember. Redmond is the Barrens?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Redmond
the
Barrens.
Redmond Baron.
Oh,
It's a garbage heap.
So, is it like Touristville outskirts or between Touristville and the proper Barrens?
I don't know enough about the geography. You are at the point where you're in like Washington, D.C., where if you make the wrong left turn, you're just away from emergency services. But where you are right now, you're feeling pretty safe.
That sounds like Touristville to me.
That sounds good then.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you this. I have a large smuggling compartment in my arm. Could I fit like 2 flying eye drones in there, or 1?
What size drone is the Flying Eye?
It's I think like a small or a micro drone, I guess. I'm just gonna.
I'm imagining Rod launching drones from his fucking arm, and I think that's awesome. I hope he says yes.
It'd be better if he snot rocketed them out.
Right?
Okay, never
I
mind.
have
I'm gonna
a
just
smuggling compartment in my
remind
sinus.
you
What
in a
can I get in
second.
there?
That's right. They fly out of nature's pocket.
If I remember correctly, your arm can hold what, a submachine gun?
Yeah, I guess, and they are like both eye-sized, so I don't know.
Yeah, we'll go with 2 for now.
Bitchin'.
Is there anything else anyone wants to get ready, bring in with them? Anything special?
Standard meat gear. That's it.
All right.
Gear to eat meat.
And
Dante, is my my spell still up, or do I need to redo that?
how many successes can you normally buy with it? We'll go if you want to just take how many successes you can buy with your roll. We'll go with that. Otherwise, you can roll it out to see what you've got going on.
I think I can max it, which is 4.
Okay.
This dusk.
What do you normally roll to soak drain versus what drain would the success for be?
Charisma and will. And I think it would be 3. I'm pulling it up.
Yeah, just roll the drain on it to see if you have any drawbacks, but you can take the 4 successes.
I'm good.
Okay. So then the meet was at 7 o'clock. What time do you guys want to roll in?
Were we given a time?
Yes.
For Jet, 10 minutes early.
10.
I mean,
Hex,
we'd
it's
all
depend-
probably like to. Hex, you're
Right.
coming with me. Repeat.
Yeah, I said for Hex, it determines when Rock picks her up.
Oh yeah. That's. I think we all probably want to be early, but we'd want. I at least would like to watch the place for a little bit, since it's like the Barons and stuff.
You're paranoid.
My inclination would be 10 minutes early is on time. On time is 10 minutes late.
Good enough for me. I just want to watch the place, and yes, I am paranoid. That's why I am still alive.
You act like people died or something.
Yeah, nobody's died.
Mostly dead.
Yeah.
We took you to Miracle Max. It was fine.
To be fair, things have been escalating. I mean, Jet was punched near death. Hex was shot to death but recovered. And that's the last 2 runs in a row, so if you follow the pattern.
The next
Exactly.
run is a
Well,
tactical nuke.
That's like a de-escalation. Nearly dying when you get shot is normal. Being punched nearly to death, that's scary.
That depends. I mean, he got punched nearly to death with a guy who murdered someone with a fish.
I've seen big fucking fish with swords coming out of faces. I don't know.
And I didn't have to burn Edge.
We'll see. Oh, you didn't?
Nope.
Oh, all right.
It's escalating. But anyway, so you pull in 10 minutes early-ish, maybe say 15 minutes early so Rock could look around. And it's a converted old warehouse that they've kept much of the industrial charm and converted it into a bar.
Is it?
Go ahead.
Oh, is it? So can we tell what kind of place it is? Like, can we hear the music from outside? Is there like a velvet rope situation?
Yeah, you'll hear some music. You'll see people wandering in through the doors. It's not some weird back alley. Knock on it. Give us the secret passcode.
Okay.
Does it look better or worse than the honeycomb?
Completely different. Yeah. Where the honeypot was all gold fleck and shag carpeting, this is very industrial and Spartan with some flair.
All right.
Yes, I prefer this place.
The aesthetic speaks to my German soul.
Yeah. Do they have a good AR overlay for the club?
Probably just a sign.
Just a sign?
Yeah, big neon blue, the gray bar. It'll be a little bit more fancy inside, but...
Okay.
Jet's gonna go in.
Yeah. After like I'm satisfied with the watching the place, I also like going.
Yeah, I mean somebody's got to scope out the inside.
So I let Jet go first.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jet.
I don't know what I can tell with 1 success.
General emotional feel of the area.
Is there anything magical attacking us right now?
No.
All right, good. Well, guys, it was
awesome.
I did my job.
Actually, general emotional sense. So can I tell what type of bar this is? Is this like a meat market or like a neighborhood pub type of thing?
Is it a happy bar or is it like a sad bar?
It is a happy bar.
All right. Well, I'll proceed inwards.
Yeah, so we all more or less go in.
Hex is going to politely wait for someone to hold the door and open it like a gentleman.
This I can
Rod's
do.
gonna prompt the van to open the door by itself.
Yeah, I think Hex would be waiting a long time.
I mean, he hit the button in the AR controls. I feel like that counts, right?
Yeah.
He's totally dead. 2070s, I'm just saying.
That part
With a
was,
sigh.
but he clicked close before you were completely out of the door.
Just to hurry you up.
Just to catch your antennae. Because you have antennae now.
Yes, but they're retractable.
Damn it.
Hex, how exciting was it to be able to hear again?
Like the greatest thing ever. Well, second to being able to surf the internet again.
Did you and Jet get together to see movies and stuff?
Oh, yeah, right.
That's true. When I was deaf, would I have been able to hear things through sound bites in the Matrix? Or would that have, like, completely been gone as well?
So you never had like the deaf quality, and the deaf quality is a neurological problem, like the parts of your brain don't function. So you would have been able to like direct neural interface, hook up, and still like listen to things. It would have just had that ringing in the background, because you can't not hear that.
Unless you
is
went
that
full
like-
VR, I guess.
Mechanically, is that like a reduced perception thing?
I didn't give him any qualities because he burned off a point of edge. He sacked a point of essence and as associated resonance to pick them up. So I was like, I don't need to also penalize you, karma, because I am kind.
Says who?
So while I'm holding the door for everyone to file in, I'm just gonna take a look up and down the street and make sure I don't see anybody like obviously watching us or anything super weird.
You guys
don't
said you were
notice
going in.
anything suspicious.
You guys said you were going in like 15 minutes early.
10.
10. Okay.
We were arriving 15 minutes early so we could scope the outside
All
before
right, so
being there 10 minutes early.
at about 10 minutes early, you will see a Johnny cab come by and drop off a curious sight a little bit down from the bar. Looks like a young woman wearing a large hat, a hoodie, a long skirt with like some boots and pants on underneath of it. She has big sunglasses. I'm talking like above eyebrow to like almost touching cheeks, and she's wearing what it looks like a SARS mask.
Okay.
Weird question. What kind of hat? Are we talking about like big floppy or
Big floppy hat.
A
or
straw
a
hat?
hoodie?
For anybody who hasn't like obsessively read like the Living Campaign contacts and stuff, does it bear explaining what a Johnny Cab is?
Have you ever seen, what was it, Demolition Man?
I have. I know what it is. I was just wondering if everybody else
It's
did.
been a long time. The main
Is
thing
it
I remember
like
seashells.
It's basically a drone operated cab, like automated.
Oh,
Awesome.
okay? So what's the inside look like?
So the inside
So-
has. Sorry, go ahead,
With
Stu.
3 successes.
So this woman has just gotten out of a cab and is like heading towards the door that I'm holding open.
Yeah, she might be like a minute or so, like not going in with you kind of thing, but like you guys are going in about 10 minutes, and it's looking like she's heading in that direction.
All right. Well, if she looks like she's heading toward the door, I will continue to hold it.
Sure. She mumbles something of a thanks, and comes in.
My pleasure, and I will follow.
All right.
Damn, right.
So as you go in, you'll notice that they really tried to play up the industrial vibe. They've got AR sparks shooting out of completely random and unreasonable things to the music. They've got giant industrial machinery that are part of the band. Just they absolutely are loving this up. Everything's either made out of concrete or old style really thick, really exaggeratedly big, not wood.
So,
But it's meant to look like it.
so it's like a late '80s Depeche Mode video.
Yeah, sure. We
Perfect.
can go with that. As you walk in, you'll basically run into I know I'm going to completely flub the pronunciation of the direct secretary, the drone.
Awesome. Oh, I'm immediately interested. I've never actually seen one of those in action.
She's sitting there holding what is basically a clipboard and greets you as you walk in.
It is the secretary. Awesome. Does she do anything? Why did you mention her? I'm really interested. Just like a bartender thing?
Is
Well,
Rot
I
aroused
mean-
by this sight?
He must be, because I was in the middle of explaining what she was doing and he interrupted me to ask.
Yeah.
So,
Go on. Sorry.
as you walk in, she notices you right away and directs you, please have a drink at the bar. I'll call for you when he is ready.
Perfect.
I look at Jet and I whisper. I whisper to the person who's closest to me, like, they're like 40K a piece. Wow.
Then he's got money to pay us.
That's
And,
less expensive than the human secretary.
But like, come on, dude. And I'm like watching the drone. Like whatever's happening, I'm just sort of scanning the drone.
Take a cold shower, dude. And Jet walks over to the bar and is just, looking around.
So,
And what does my 3 successes get?
Rot will notice in a booth off to the corner. None of the booths are adjacent to each other. They're designed to give each other a little bit of space, and that way the sound of the bar itself kind of drowns out individual conversations. Rot will notice at one booth in a corner there is a slightly older gentleman wearing a very nice suit, just plugging away with some kind of AR interface that's not actually displayed to anybody, but you know what it is. Just obviously busy, keeping busy. Right now he's at the booth by himself.
And he catches my attention because there's no one else at any other booth.
Because you rolled 5 successes, and he's sitting there by himself in a booth at a bar, playing with the air.
Okay.
Candy
So I'm
Crush.
gonna yeah, my old addiction. I'm gonna point him to everyone else, just in case no one else noticed. Because I'm not the type of guy who talks to people first.
There's nothing particularly that jumps out at you as far as the sensing goes. There might be 1 or 2 people here with some very low-grade ability, but nothing that catches your eye.
Okay. So the man in the nice suit is not awakened, and there's not like spirits running around or anything?
Nope. He's got nothing with him.
Okay.
Okay. I would like to get a round of schnapps for my friends.
I'll stick to beer.
Rod is like,
We're
what
on
is
the job.
schnapps?
All right. I'll get a round of schnapps for my friends and a beer for that asshole.
Don't take it personal. Something goes down. I gotta. This is a machine you're dealing with.
Yep.
I can't throw in some.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. I understand if it's not the kind of machines that takes the high octane fuel.
X is gonna ask if she can have an and what's a really good girly drink? I'm thinking like an apple peony, but I'm
I got
sure
Smirnoff
there's
Ice Green
probably-
Apple.
Oh, fucking...
You want a Midori
Yeah,
sour?
green apple.
You're gonna like blow through your money before the run.
This is on the fixer. He's covering drinks.
Oh, That's right. Okay, so like Rod is except for like watching the drone, he's not doing anything except sort of scanning the area from time to time and scanning the drone. Like almost like he's a little bit aroused.
Oh, that's only a little bit creepy.
All right. That is not weird.
Yeah, Hex is going to at first start to thank Sue for the drinks until she finds out that it's covered by somebody else.
Whoa. How'd you do that?
How did he do what? You're talking about that GM thing?
Yeah, look at there's a description in the chat. There's like an
It's
action happening.
/ME and then
He just changed his name to Questions.
Yep.
All right. Jed is going to keep an eye on the floppy-hatted woman.
All right, so
Also,
unless
Dante,
you guys have any... Oh, sorry, go ahead, Hex.
was the guy running silent over there in the corner?
Probably, yeah. What does 3 successes give you? Just if he is running silent or not?
If he's running silent, he needs to roll his logic plus sleaze.
Yeah.
And then it's just an opposed test.
Yeah, 3 hits is not a lot, so I probably didn't, get to see anything, but,
Nope. You don't get anything.
And
Does that feel good,
Can't-
Dante?
Oh man, the GM powers. Well, what happened to my dice? Oh,
Jed is going to send a text to Sue. Hey, you want a drink? We can drink, just not now.
This I will be up for, mein Freund.
Okay, so like except that he's playing with air and looking at stuff we can't see, is there anything really particular about this guy? Or like he looks like a fixer.
he looks like a very successful man.
Does it appear that when he punches the air, it controls the robot or anything like that?
Nope. The robot's
Okay.
basically just standing there by the door still.
Okay, so are we aware that we're meant to meet with the lady that followed us in?
Nope.
Well, the bot did say he. And also, I'm pretty sure that watching people interface with AR is pretty common these days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You may have gotten the impression that the secretary was actually talking with the other person as well.
Okay.
It directed all of you to the bar together. But that's pretty much it thus far.
And she told us to have a drink at the bar and he would let us know when he's ready for us, right?
Correct.
All right. I'm good.
What is the lady doing?
She has a drink in front of her that she has not touched.
Wait a second.
Okay.
Big glasses, big floppy hat. She's like all covered up.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's got a thing with light.
You don't know.
Or her appearance.
Or she would like us to think that.
Maybe she's contagious. She's wearing a flu mask.
It's like an astral perceive, or
Big floppy hat in Seattle.
Could we tell what ethnicity this woman was?
no, she's all covered up.
Almost as much of her skin as she can is completely covered.
Yeah. Sorry, man. I seem to have tied you, so you don't get a whole lot more than just her basic description and the fact that she is covering as much of herself as it can.
You can defend against being looked at when you're sitting in plain sight? That is amazing.
So, I rolled a disguise to see
okay.
to see if there is some bit about the appearance that I missed covering.
Okay.
If there are
That makes more
things
sense.
about her outwards appearance that you would like to know, I would be happy to answer them.
Yeah, but who cares?
Nah.
Who's she wearing?
Back to that.
Like, as far as fashion?
It puts
No, I
lotion
have
on
no
its skin.
idea.
Like,
I don't want to get that hose again.
Okay, so I'm gonna just guess that we are gonna be passive until someone.
Yeah, I'm just letting you guys talk it out, have some fun at the bar.
Okay.
Okay, so like I'm going to roll to see if there are any other women, in the bar. Like if there's like a lot of women in this particular bar.
It's a pretty good mix.
When you said no one was awakened, really, or no one was significantly magical, did that include this lady?
she might not be mad.
I believe so.
You are more than welcome to ascend her directly.
Not really.
Although from my previous life, I would say that it is considered rude.
So with 2 hits on your sensing test, let me pull the book up here. No cyberware, mundane, general emotion of nervousness, frustration, sadness, and anger.
Hmm.
She wants. She's angry.
And to make it worse, there is something going on that you have no idea what is.
But she's.
But I know that there's something going on.
There is something up with her aura and the immediate area around her.
No,
What color is it?
But it seems like
Bad?
Magenta.
You know, it doesn't have like a... Because there was talk in some of the fluff and stuff about how different emotional aspects kind of like flares different colors.
Right.
This is just like sticky and gross.
Okay. Like an infection.
Sort of.
It's
It's not like just her, it's her immediate area.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay.
so as I see, because I can sort of see Sue giving her the stink eye, right? I mean, I should maybe.
Yeah, she probably also notices you giving her the stink eye.
I'm not
I'm
giving her
gonna-
the
I'm-
stink eye.
you and
Well, you sort of have to ascend someone. At least that's what I've heard.
Yeah, it's not like there's a bit of a look or something like intently staring at somebody for a couple of moments. That if somebody is familiar with how magic and stuff works, they could potentially pick up on it.
I was assuming I was just sort of like dreamily gazing around the room.
And she will notice you doing that.
Okay.
I mean, if you know what you're looking for. Then
My
since
girl. My girl.
I'm gonna
Talking about-
nudge Sue and so like something up? No? What's going on?
I don't have a handle on it quite yet.
Alright,
Like-
so the
Okay.
secretary's going to come walking up at this point. Anyone who's looking at the time will notice it's a few minutes past 9. Or not 9, 7, sorry. So he's ready to see you now. And without waiting for any of you to make any movement, she just turns and starts walking over towards the booth.
So cold. I like it.
Oh man.
Yeah, Jet follows. Thinking
Same.
that Drop may need to start wearing 2 pairs of underpants if we're going to be dealing with this bot. more often.
I'm gonna come here often.
Well, he doesn't own the place, he's just here to meet you. But you can come and wait around if you would like.
So yeah, we're all gonna like come over.
So as you walk up, he will make a couple motions and finish with whatever he was working on, and then stand up from the booth with a big, kind of like dirty smile on his face. Like you can tell there's something going on behind his eyes right now. And he's looking you up, sizing you down, and reaches out to shake everyone's hand one by one.
Is the booth big enough for everyone? And by
Yes.
everyone, I mean Sue.
It might be a little bit cramped on him, but he'll be able to squeeze in if he really wants to.
Okay.
Hopefully he takes an aisle seat.
Yeah. Okay.
Jet gives him a nice firm handshake
Cut out again.
and gives him a nod. Sits down.
Yeah, I want to do the same thing.
So he'll address you by your call sign as he shakes your hand. He's not waiting for pleasantries. He doesn't have time for introductions. He knows exactly who you are, what your reputations are, and you get the feeling that he's already got your measure. He'll slide into the booth with everyone as they sit down. He goes, well, you guys kind of got handed off into my lap here. I've got a nice, simple job. You guys should be able to take care of this pretty quick. And then we'll be able to see what we like working with each other, or what we're like working with each other. If you guys do a good job, we'll start giving you some better jobs as they come in. Is that copacetic with everybody?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like any job description that starts with "it's gonna be an easy job."
Jet nods.
Well, I'll
That's
introduce
how-
you to the Johnson in a moment. For right now, I just wanted to make sure we were all here together, making sure everything will be fine. I don't know much of you guys yet, just what I've got, what Leon and Matilda have told me. I've got a file I've started on each of you. I'll be keeping tabs, but we're going to have to build that relationship first. So I'm not going to start giving you jobs that require delicate touches until I know that you're capable of it.
That sounds reasonable.
It's an audition, makes sense.
It does sound fairly reasonable.
So he'll nod a bit, knowing that it was perfectly reasonable in advance, but it's got to let you get there on your own. So with that, the secretary will walk off again. I'll trust that your drinks were satisfactory, that you had enough. If you want any food, feel free. It's on the house. If you have any questions, I will have my comm code sent to each of you. In the future, I'll be contacting you directly. And I will be around. Anything else while I'm still right here?
No, sir.
Well, this is fine. It's a pleasure to meet you.
So he'll nod and walk off with very little downtime after anybody's stopped speaking.
Okay, but
And-
Hex is going to take some food. Just throwing that out there.
Order whatever you want. You don't have to actually order. We don't need to roleplay that unless you're
Okay, go ahead.
particularly interested in it.
No. I was just letting you know Hex will
Yeah.
definitely be grabbing the food just in case it came up later.
Make sure you throw a bunch of steak in your pocket for rot.
I do so. I mean, I snap out of looking at the secretary just long enough to order some meat and stuff.
To order some meat.
Yeah, well, I'm not really like picky, and I just like to eat stuff when I'm like mucking about with my machines and stuff. Plus, I have like a smuggling compartment, so it has like 2 drones and meat.
Like, how much of a fat ass are you to directly inject meat into your arm? I'm just saying.
The smuggling compartment's full of drones, man. I don't know if you want to shove a bunch of meat in there.
Well, you don't, I do.
Oh. Okay.
He's been picking pieces of meat off their wings for like days.
They don't need to like be clean to fly properly.
20% off weekday rides valid for. This is yesterday.
So yeah, like he just got up and went away.
Yeah, he just walked off someplace that you can't see right now.
Okay, and like if I understood correctly, he said like the fixer will meet us in a second, or
Well, he was the fixer. He said the Johnson will be here in a
yeah.
second.
Oh, the Johnson. Oh, right,
Yes.
right. Okay.
So with that, the Secretary is going to be leading back a short, gangly, looks like he hasn't showered in days, red-headed guy. He's got acne all over his face, which is odd considering he's late 20s, early 30s, with just shaggy, messy red hair and these giant fucking glasses on his face that you can tell are for a huge prescription, which is weird considering how cheap and easy cyber eyes are these days.
Oh my god.
He's just looks completely out of place. He has a old lab coat on. It doesn't look like it's stained with anything too nasty, but you can tell he just hasn't had the fucks to take it off. And he's gonna look at you nervously, look at the Secretary, and just kind of point like, "Are these the guys?" And then he's just so hyped up, he's shaking a little bit as he sits in the booth and slides his way in, and he's just fidgeting with his fingers and hands, and you can kind of see the sheen of sweat on his forehead from the distance that you're at.
So, like, if Hex is anywhere close to where he's sitting, she's going to slide farther away from him.
Well, I was gonna just look at him disbelievingly, I guess. Like, what is this person doing here?
Well, you get jobs from all sorts of people.
Well, yeah, I know that. I just wanted to address the fact that he looks weird.
So he's going to sit down and just completely out of order. He's already got his cred stick, like in his hands on the table. He's just like anxious, so anxious. He's out of place. He's doing everything wrong. He goes, "So you guys are going to be the ones to help me, right? Did he already tell you what I needed done?"
No.
What's my read on this guy with 3 heads?
He's just at wit's end right now. He just really needs to get this done. More will come out as we talk.
Okay.
But he seems completely innocent. You don't get the feel that he's anything other than, or you don't get the feel that he's being disingenuous or anything. He's not poor, he's not a bum. He just hasn't been taking care of himself lately.
And he wasn't magical?
Nope.
What can we do for you?
Oh, man. I've got this thing, and it's my life's work. I've just been working on this for the last 7 years, and I've put everything into it, and he took it, and I just need it back.
What is the saying and who has taken it?
My research partner. We've been working on this, and we're getting so close. And he's gone, and it's gone, and I really need it back.
Rod suddenly gets like a spike of interest. Research? About what? What field?
We're on the verge of a breakthrough with some new bioware.
Okay.
I mean, I can't really get into it much more than that. It would take so long to explain it, and I don't know that we have the time.
If you'd like us to recover something for you, I suggest that letting us know what the thing is would help us save time in the long run.
Yeah. Of course. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that. It's an iron lung container. We're using a organ donor to gestate this new BioWare, and it's so promising. I need the container and all the research documents back.
I'm sorry, the container is a person?
Well, kind of. I guess you can look at it that way, that the organs are in the container, which is in the iron lung container, so the person's kind of a container. Yeah, you can look at it that way.
Okay, so the container that you wish us to retrieve for you is inside of someone right now.
Of someone, right?
It's an iron lung container. It's keeping this body alive. It's brain dead. They were in a bad car accident, and they were just going to go to the morgue, but we're keeping the body itself alive just so we can harvest the organ after it's done fully gestating.
Okay. So when you say an iron lung container, you're talking about like something the size of a body that can contain a body?
Yes,
or
the
not?
body's inside of that. It's all connected, and it handles itself right now. It's keeping it alive. As long as it's connected to power, it'll be fine.
And your research partner has absconded with this?
I mean, I guess he's gone, and it's gone, and all the documentation's gone.
Who else would be interested in the research that you're doing? Are there any corporations or other organizations that have any interest in the research?
I mean, everybody's going to be interested in it. It's a complete breakthrough. Nobody's seen anything like this at the price point we're going to be able to offer it at. We're going to be millions. We're going to make millions once this is done.
Who else knows about this, particularly its potential applications and potential for profit?
Not just me and my research partner. We've been working on it together. We've put everything into it.
You are certain there's no one else who knows of this?
I didn't tell anybody.
You were working
you guys now
in a lab or something? Who paid for your stuff?
We were renting a small space that we converted into a lab in the back of an office building.
May I hazard a guess that when it comes time to present your ideas or your research or to speak with potential clients, it's your partner that usually handles that end of it?
I don't think we've even been talking to anybody yet. The project's just not done. We haven't been able to verify success or failure. This is not the first experiment, but it's so promising.
But this is entirely self-funded? You have no grants or
I've got
funding
nothing
partners?
left. I'm in so much debt. I've just got nothing left.
Unless your partner's screwed in.
Oh, and by saying nothing left, you mean like nothing?
No,
left?
I've got some money to give you. I don't have a whole lot. I've got like I managed to get together like 19,000 Nuyen, and I'm hoping it's enough because all I got to do is find him and just bring me the folders and the computer and the container. That's it. I can't do it. I don't even know where to start.
Okay. Calm down and tell us everything you know about your guy. Should we care for his well-being?
Oh God, what are you suggesting?
Well,
Jet sends
look at Jet.
Text over to Rod that just says "dude!" exclamation point question mark.
Thank you so much for your contribution. Sir, Herr Johnson.
He's just gonna look up at you wide-eyed.
There are two options here, two possibilities for what may have occurred. One, someone outside of your partnership has absconded with your project and your research and your partner, in which case we would be interested in, recovering at least the research and, possibly if you are interested, the partner as well. The other option is that the person who's betrayed you is your partner, in which case we are wondering, how would you like that situation to be disposed of in that event?
And Rod sort of pointed to and like, yeah, that.
And he's just gonna kind of take a deep breath and then visibly deflate. Like, I trusted him. I don't know. He probably has it. I don't know if he still has it. I don't care what happens as long as I get this back. If this project goes missing, if this fails, I've got nothing
All right.
left.
Can you complete the work by yourself without your partner?
I should, as long as this trial is successful, I can finish this trial.
So the trial is ongoing while we're doing the job. So, the safety of the box is important. Like the absolute safety.
But for a short amount of time, the body will be able to sustain it, but the container really needs to be intact to maintain the research.
Okay,
And
now,
you said that
from my technical
power is required?
expertise... Yeah, for my technical expertise, if I hook it up to my van, like while in transit, will it be enough?
Yeah, it'll be fine. It doesn't need much.
Okay.
Just a small blood pump, maybe. Nothing big.
Okay. Like, I would message Hex back, like, you mean, like, accept the fact that he seems to be totally off his meds?
he's a geek obsessed with
What
project.
now?
He hasn't slept in a few days and hasn't showered in probably more than that. I think that's what's being described to us here.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
I know, just
Like
his story, like, the only thing that matters is getting the case back. That sounds very weird and creepy, and potentially, like, in the end, we might get screwed.
I feel like it's not that tricky.
Okay, so I'm gonna, like, look at him and say, so, can you tell us anything about, like, your partner's friends, your partner's company, your partner's habits? Who is he?
Your partner's name.
Yeah, I can tell you absolutely everything I know about him. He's Dr. Eckhart, and he lives, like, he'll give you an address and a comm code, and he'll tell you that to his knowledge, he, of course, has a couple other scientist friends, because who doesn't if you're a scientist?
Sure.
But he'll explain that there's really nobody of note that sticks out in his head. That the point to start with would be the partner. He can't think of anything else.
Any significant others? Family? Like, does this guy have a dossier ready for us, or is he just sending us files as we ask for stuff?
Oh, he's nowhere near professional. This is very clearly the first time he's done this. So he does not have a dossier ready, but he will give you anything you ask for.
Okay. There are several pieces of information that would be good to know. His name, photographs, video if you have any. If he is a citizen and you happen to know his sins, that would be helpful. Significant others, family, close friends.
Shoe
Any
size?
corporate
No.
contacts mentioned while, I don't know, chatting late nights at the lab.
Known whereabouts?
Favorite haunts?
They've more or less just kept a business relationship. Of course, that grows to be substantial and significant over the course of 7 or 8 years of experiments and research.
Right.
But it's not something that they, after work, they go home and pal around or go to the bar. They'll play chess or something while they're there doing nothing, waiting for something. Other than that, they pretty much take shifts going in and doing the maintenance work and then theorize over where to go, why is this happening. But he can give you all of his contact information and what he knows as far as Dr. Eckhart, comm code number, address.
Can he provide us with some means of accessing the lab?
Oh yeah, he'll give you a key. He'll give you a tour, if you would like.
19,000, he said?
Correct.
What's going on with the lady in the other booth?
She's here.
She's in the booth with you.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
People sort of like didn't realize.
Did I
Like
know
the
that?
secretary.
Yeah, she's been quiet. She hasn't been like really saying anything. She gave Hex a look when Hex sent a message to the group, but
Has there been any explanation of why she's sitting next to us? Has she introduced herself?
nope.
When did
She's
she
on
like
the
come
job.
over and stuff?
Like the secretariat came over and was like, you know, the fixer will see you now, and she went with you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I totally didn't get that. Okay.
I like the idea
Yeah,
of Sue just like looking over, seeing this woman as being like, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
he's so tall, and like she's maybe on the shorter side, just under average, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Sue
I
or
feel
no
like-
Sue, I did the same thing.
To discuss this in front of somebody we don't know, but
Well, if you want to retcon a little bit, you can. But she is there.
can we get her name and establish what the hell she's doing there?
Ask her.
Oh, Entschuldigung, madam. I've just noticed you arriving. 15 minutes in the past when it is now, prior to the conversation we are about to have.
So like
My
at
name
the
is
bar,
Stu.
or like when we get to the like after the fixer leaves before the Johnson comes out.
Whenever she came and included herself into our group in close proximity.
Okay, so she would have like everybody go over to the table to sit down and talk to him. She came over then, and then the fixer seemed to like she shook the fixer's hand and stuff, and then the fixer kind of did his bit, so probably didn't give a whole lot of time for introductions there. But then there was some time between him leaving and the Johnson arriving.
I feel like that would be a good time for us to get acquainted with her.
Yeah, I totally didn't get what you were saying, so I'm in
Yeah,
the
I
same
didn't get
spot
that
as
either.
Sue.
We'll have a flashback.
We're dense, I'm sorry.
I remember it like it was 15 minutes ago. Hello.
So you'll ask like who she is. Like, you can call me Ali
Yeah.
for now. I'm kind of in
Call
the
you
same...
Ali for now.
Yeah, no, that'll work for now. I'm kind of in the
Excellent.
same spot you are, and she seems really uncomfortable.
Well,
What do you do?
She'll look over, kind of surprised. Her hat'll kind of flop around a little bit. Acquire things that aren't mine.
Okay,
Yeah, we all kind of do that, but
cool. But that's your specialty?
Yeah, if that's what you want to call it.
Hex can look over and go, but isn't that stealing?
Yeah.
no, Hex. What happens is they become hers. How's the lighting situation in this place? I was imagining it would be rather dim.
It's light enough inside the booths, but they're kind of curtained off a little bit.
But not really light enough to be wearing sunglasses indoors, right?
No.
Oh, she's
you
cool.
seem to
She
be
wears her-
intent on something, Sue. It seems like I cannot find out what.
She is wearing her sunglasses at night.
Does she have any signature?
But yeah, no.
Yeah, go on.
Hex will ask, "Is that stealing?" And she'll give you a yeah.
Like, well,
Her head
I
will tilt to
mean,
the side. The hat will flop
Jet.
more.
Sends a text to her. Jesus, Hex, did you get more than ear damage when you took that hit?
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
but
as long as
that would be stole a
not
corpse.
like hurting the good guys, I guess it's okay.
Aw, Hex.
So, tell us a little bit about your background and your experience. It seems that we are to be working together.
Well, let's see what. Oh, I. And she'll point back over her shoulder. I think I hear him coming. To just kind of like dodge out of the question.
Well,
Okay.
It is very
Rod's gonna
poorly
suspicion
to,
eye her.
is very obviously like, she is dodging the question completely. Like he may not even really like be coming, but she's like, oh yeah, no, I hear him coming.
And Jet looks directly at her. This isn't your first run, is it?
She'll shift her her weight a little bit. This is not the first time I've done something like this.
All I need to know.
Judging me? God.
Is that in or out of character?
I'm sorry. Sue was rolling judge intention, so I can only assume that he was judging me. She is very uncomfortable being the center of attention.
Hmm. Well,
She's shy,
madam,
that's cool.
I advise you to relax as much as you can. The forthcoming conversation would be all the easier for it.
Okay, can I judge at least? Is she like graceful? Is it like a cat burglar kind of thing going on, or is she just?
It's kind of hard to tell because she's wearing like a skirt and pants and this jacket and this big floppy hat and sunglasses and like covering everything
Okay.
up, so like you can't see. You know, maybe she
So-
has a gun or something under her cloak.
So
Okay,
she's not
so
the
she
fashion
says-
consultant.
Now,
No.
you said earlier that when she was sitting by herself, she had a drink in front of her, but didn't seem to be drinking it.
Right, something about a SARS mask.
When the time comes and everybody's getting like meals and pocket meat and whatnot, like is she
Nope.
ordering, eating?
Nope.
Okay, so like Hex is gonna like reach out and shake her hand and go, "Hi, I'm Hex," and then she's gonna point around the group and like introduce everybody.
Yep. She will shake your hand in a very I don't know. I've never been part of a lady to lady handshake, so I don't know how that goes. But
Neither have I. That's what I was thinking. Like, it's kind of weird, but
yeah, no, that's
now we have offended all like 2 female followers you have on YouTube. All
look. There might be 3. All right.
okay. I'm sorry. We're going up in the world 3.
So
Okay, so I guess, I mean, I would be still suspicious since she didn't actually specify anything about herself, and that's not the exact comfortable position I'm in working with anyone. So yeah.
Yeah, but Hex is going to introduce everybody. She's going to go, "This is Jet, and he's big and strong and likes to ride a motorcycle, which is kind of fun. You should ride on the back sometime."
I'm more than just muscles and motorcycles, Hex. Come on now, don't get
He
me.
has a deep interior.
This
That's
well-run.
right. I forgot you have layers. I think I saw that in a movie one time.
I'm enjoying that. Continue, you know.
She looks over and she goes, "And this big guy," and she starts poking Sue, "is a lot nicer than he looks. So don't let his big menacing demeanor fool you."
I'm the brains of the outfit.
She's gonna totally
Jet
neglect
snorts.
the fact that you're a mage, by the way. She's just gonna leave that completely out of her. And then she's gonna look over at Rot and be like, "And this is Rot, and he's a good driver, and he has a big comfy van."
she'll
Mhm.
shake hands and nods, the hat flopping around as she does.
Okay.
What? No, Dante, bad Dante.
All right. Okay, well, I'm satisfied with that. Everybody else is.
Yeah, we can like jump forward 15 minutes.
Sure. So, you guys were asking questions? Or do you think you got what you need for now?
I feel like we've got everything he's going to be able to give us.
Okay, so basically we know where his lab was, and like the stuff that we wrote on the board, right? Like the com code of this guy, his number, the reward. We know what the thing is we're looking for. He has like the like a picture or something like of the device.
He doesn't really have a picture of the device, but he'll Google one and show you an example.
Okay. Do you have the number of the device, like the matrix identification, something? In case it's switched. Oh, so it's like completely.
It's completely local.
Okay. Huh. Anything else we need to make sure this is the right box?
He will give you his com code number as well, so you can get in touch with him later if you have any questions.
Before you go, what efforts have you made so far to find your partner and retrieve this device before turning to our mutual friend?
Oh, good question.
I've tried calling his. I've just tried getting in touch with him. He's not answering me. He's not responding. I've gone to his apartment. I've knocked on the door. I've sat there and waited. I just haven't seen him. I can't get in touch with him.
Okay, so I mean, how did what happened happen? You just came to the lab one day and it wasn't there.
And everything was just gone.
So you assume it's definitely him? Or maybe
I have no idea who else it could be. I didn't tell anyone else about it. If it wasn't him, then he would have to know who did it.
Was there any sign of a struggle? Was everything in order?
I mean, it was a little messy. Maybe like he hurried out of there, but I don't know. I've never done this.
What kind of security does your lab have?
Just lock the door.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's that type of lab.
Yeah, we had mag locks and we had key cards, but I didn't think we'd need any more than that. Nobody else even knew what we were doing, and we didn't have anything successful worth sharing or selling or anything like that up until just a few months ago where we realized we made it further than we had before.
All right.
Let's keep in touch. You stay out of trouble. And yeah.
Yeah. Just call me anytime. As soon as you know anything, please let me. Just please let me know.
Now listen. I don't want to stress you, but you might be in trouble. In case this is really valuable.
What do you mean trouble?
Don't worry about it. If we find anything out, we'll let you know. Just go home, take a shower, get some sleep.
Did we get the address for the apartment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, rest assured, you've hired a team of highly competent troubleshooters. If we find trouble, we will know what to do.
We will shoot it.
Thank you, Rod.
Did we get the address for the office that they were in?
Yes. So he's gonna look at everyone, and then when Rod says something about shooting it, like he's going to visibly tear up and then just leave.
Oh, that went well.
You picked a very interesting person to start talking during the proceedings with.
Yes, I don't wish to be offensive, but, perhaps we could contain the speaking elements of the meeting in the future?
Sure.
To perhaps one of us?
Sure. Why not?
Excellent.
I think a muzzle would really complement your look.
Well, meine Damen und Herren, I'm thinking we want to look at the lab. I'm thinking we want to look at the partner's apartment. Does anybody else have any thoughts in the investigative direction?
Are you driving with us? Ali?
Well,
Sure. Glance around the group. Sure. I'll have to. Yeah, I guess she would have brought her like a big, ridiculous lady's purse with her.
Right. Just gonna, warn you in advance, there isn't a lot of space. And don't mind the crystals.
Hex, after we check out his 2 places, you want to start researching this dude?
I can. I was thinking maybe the first place to start would be to check for his comms, if we have his comm code, see if we can't track his comm link down.
I say that he gave us,
He gave us his partner's comm code too.
Okay, just in case, we have also his comm code. We are not researching. I mean, you trust our Johnson.
I don't think we want to do much research on the Johnson unless events warrant that we might have reason to be suspicious of him.
Okay.
So we check out the lab for bugs, then Hex takes the VR sleep.
So let's take our first break. We will come back and find out what we're doing.